Hi friends, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela Web Dev. In the previous video, we have set up the Angular application and also we have installed the latest RxJS version and also the Bootstrap version we have installed. Now in this video, what we will try to do is, so we will try to get the post data. So here we are having the post data in my database. So we are having some mockup data, and let's try to get this post data into our Angular application. So through a normal process, how we will try to get that one, let's try to do it through the imperative programming. Now before coding this one, so what I will try to do is, so here let's go to the angular.json file, okay, and in this angular.json file, let's close this one all. Yeah, here I will try to add the bootstrap. First we will try to add the bootstrap link, node modules slash, so bootstrap, I need to go to the bootstrap slash dist slash css slash bootstrap.min.css. That's it. So we have added the bootstrap file. Now let's try to run this one, npm start. So I am running the application. So before running this application, what I will try to do is, I will try to add the header. So ngGC, so generate component, and here I will go to the components slash header. I will create a header component, and in this let's try to create a header component. So after creating this header component, let's go to the bootstrap. So I will open the bootstrap application to get the nav bar. So for nav bar, I will add the nav bar for that one. Let's go to the bootstrap, and in this get started, and here I will try to get the nav bar. So here in this nav bar, let's open, so let's take some simple nav bar here. Yeah, let's copy this one all, and let's open here, and let's go to components, and in these components we have a header, and in this header I will try to paste this one all. That's it. So I will remove these all the LIs. So these all links I will try to remove here, and this is the home page, and here what I will try to do is, let's remove this one and I will add router link. It should be home page. Okay, so this is a simple one. Now what I will try to, here it is generating, right? Next I will create a new page, ngGC. So I will, as it is a page, so it is related to the router, so that is the reason I am creating in the pages slash posts. So this is the post component. Let's create the post component. So the post component is created, and here what I will try to do is, let's go to the app routing.module.ts. Here I want to add a first route. So somebody, if anybody comes to the home page, I need to load the component. What is the component I need to load? Post component. So just now we have created, right, post component. I am using this post component. That's it. So we have set up the route, and also we have created the component, and also we have added the header. Now is it compiled? Yeah, it's compiled. Now let's try to refresh this localhost. So if I try to refresh this localhost, still we are able to see this this Angular startup page only. Why? So in the app component.html we haven't added the, so we haven't added the logic here. So first what I will try to do, I need to add a header. So app-header, as this header component is created, we can access through app-header, and if I try to refresh it here, so header has been header has came. Yeah, nav bar home, what we have copied in the header component, header has came. Now next one is what I need to add. So I need to add the router outlet. So whatever the routing it has been given, so it need to load that one in the router outlet. So here let's try to take it as a container, and here row and colma 12, and here I will add router outlet. Let's try to keep it as simple only. So that's it. So now if I try to add here, let's try to refresh it, and here I am able to see the post component is also loaded, as this one is in home page. So post component is loaded. So if you go to the post component.ts, so this is the setup. Now we have set up the basic thing. Now I want to load, what is my requirement? So I want to load the post. So I want to load the post, complete post. So that means I need to make an HTTP call to get the post data. So now if we want to make the post data, what I will try to create, I will create a post service. So post.service.ts file. So this post.service.ts file, let's create post service, and in this post service, so here I will try to do the injectable @injectable. Let's import this injectable. So where is this one? It didn't came. So 1 second. So here I will try to add like this, and here import from @angular /core. So sometimes it will show, it will not show me. So injectable, right? Injectable. Yeah. So as this one is an injectable, so we need to provide it, provided I am adding it in the root. So if you want, you can also mention in the app.module. So directly in the providers also you can mention, or otherwise if you don't want to mention that one in the app module, means you can directly provide it in root, automatically that one will be added in the app module. Now here we need to make an HTTP call. So in order to make the HTTP call, what we need to do, we need to import the HTTP client module in the imports. So let's import HTTP client module. So we need to import this HTTP client module. Import from @angular /common/HTTP. So this is the, and here I need to add HTTP client module. I have added here the HTTP client module, and let's go to post service, and here we have a constructor, okay, constructor, and we need to inject the HTTP here, HTTP client, so that we can make the HTTP calls. So here HTTP, not client module, HTTP client, okay. So we can remove this client module from the import. Now, so what we need to do, my agenda is, so I need to get the post data. So let's create a method. So what we will do, normally we will create a method get post, and this get post, so it will return this dot HTTP dot, sorry, not post, so we are getting, right, get. So now we need to have the endpoint URL. What is the endpoint URL here? So this is the endpoint URL, and here I need to write something like, I need to get the post. So here like this, we need to get the post.json. So this is the endpoint URL. So if you try to see here, we are able to get the details. Now let's copy this URL, API URL, and here let's paste it here. That's it. Now this get post URL, what it will try to do, it will give the observable of this type of data, as this one is an object. Now JSON object. Now let's, where we need to call here on ngonInit. First we need to inject the post service, okay. So post service, let's inject this post service. So I have injected this post service on ngonInit. What I will try to do is, so here I need to call in a such a way that this dot post service dot get post, right, get post. I have called this get post, and as this one is an observable, so normally what we will try to do here, we will try to use the subscribe. So subscribe of data, so whatever the data, it may be a post or anything. So I am consoling here to check that whether we are getting the data or not. So if I console.log here, if I go into this one, so here in this one, let's try to do the console, and in this console, so if I go console here, see we are able to get successfully the data, right. So object, so first the key is nothing but an ID, and here we are having a data of title, description, and category ID. So we are able to get the data. So we are getting object of object, right. And now what I can do here, so we can save the data and we can show it in the post.component.html. So now in order to get this data, so let's try to keep it as something like a strongly typed language or something like that. Let's create an interface for this one. So here what I can do is, so we are able to get post, so we are able to call this and all. So I will try to create a model here, new file. So I will write it as ipost.ts. So where this, it has the blueprint of the post. So export interface ipost, okay. So ipost will have an ID of type string. So as in this what I can say, in this firebase, so ID will be in the string format. So that's why I am keeping ID as a string. So in your API URL or anything, if you are using outside, means ID will be of type number you can keep. And we are having post title of type string. So why? Because, so if you try to see the endpoint URL here, this is an ID, and here we are having a category ID, okay. title of type string, and we are able to see the category ID, right? Category ID is also of type string. And next, if we try to see here, title we have added description. So these are the data that are existing in the description of type string. Okay, so this is the type of data that is a post structure. Now if you go to the post service, and now if you try to see here how the type of data we are getting object, and we are getting an ID with the post data, right? And here object which is of type ID and a post data. So this is not in the manner of array of post, it is in the manner of object. So now we need to convert it into an array of post so that it will be convenient for us to show in the output. So here the type of data we are getting is in such a way that, so it is an object, and here ID is in dynamic one. So ID means this is nothing but ID. So we are able to see, right, mx something like that. It is of type and it is a dynamic one. So as this one is a dynamic one, we can keep it in the bracket, and we are getting an I post. Okay, so this is the thing. Here if you try to see, here we are getting an ID, it's an object, we have kept the flower bracket, and this is an ID, it's as it is this one all dynamic. So that is the reason I am telling that I don't know this one, but that format of that one is a string I am telling, and the data that object will be carrying is in string data, I post data. So I post in this one, you are able to see that we have an ID, we don't have an ID. So what we can do is, if you want means, you can keep this ID as an optional field. Okay, but we will make sure that ID should be existing. So here what I can do, so this is the type of data we are getting, and now what we need to do, so now we need to format into an post data. So what I can say is in the array of posts. So so that we can able to display the data. So in the next video what we will try to do is, we will try to format this post data, and we will try to show that data in the HTML. So hope you understood about this one. So how we are calling this, what I can say, post.component is, what we have did in this video is, so we have created a post service, so that in that post service we have created a method. In that method get post, so it will try to get the post data, and in this post data, and from that post data what we will try to do on ngonInit, we are calling this post service to get the post, and we are subscribing to that so that we can get an observable. So the only thing, the problem what we have got is that the API is not returning the array of post, it is returning in such a way that object. So now what we need to do is, we need to format that API data into an array of posts, and we need to display it in the HTML. In the next video what we will try to do is, we will try to format that object, API object, into an array of posts, and we will try to show it in the output. So hope you understood about this one. So if you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.